Hello and welcome to another episode of She's a Keeper with myself, Charlene Smith,
Pippa Monique
and Helen Lucas.
And we are here today to discuss the Premier League fixture, Arsenal versus Liverpool, which resulted in a 0-0 draw. Ladies, first of all, how was you feeling going into this game?
I mean, I wasn't 100% confident because I'm always going to remember the away fixture from earlier this season. And Liverpool are the current champions. You just know it's going to be a difficult game, how they set up against us. And I feel like there's something about Liverpool that Arteta just can't get past. I don't know what it is. It's this one fixture that's always difficult. Even though like last season we had a very good result against them, at home, I wasn't confident. And then he had a mass of content creators doing too much too soon.
Yeah.
Which is natural. You want to get your content out, but you know everyone was reacting to all the other teams dropping points, Man City, Villa, Tottenham, and they're posting like, yes, it's our time tomorrow. It's like, why is everyone so confident? I felt like most Arsenal fans thought we were going to just win 4-0 at home or something.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was really confident coming into this fixture.
Yeah.
Purely based on, the reverse fixture where they beat us 1-0.
Yeah.
They got lucky with that last minute goal. And not only that, we've been showing that we can win games. Sometimes we just got to dig that little bit deeper. We've been showing the mentality of, look, we're going to win this game no matter what, even if we just get lucky. So I can understand the confidence on that part. Helen, what was your thoughts on it?
I was confident based on everything we're doing this season. The way I'm looking at it, we had this time last season, the 6 games up until yesterday, we dropped a lot of points in those games. And this season, we were getting points in those games.
Exactly.
So for me, that was giving me more confidence, clearly based on those statistics, but also on what I'm seeing with my eyes. The way we're stronger, we're more resilient, and
we've got squad depth.
We've got depth now.
What we've been needing.
Yeah, we've got the depth, and I mean, we tore Aston Villa to pieces the other night. So I think that's what's given a lot of our fans a little bit more extra confidence. Aston Villa were on a crazy run, and we ended that. So going into the fixture against Liverpool aren't quite anywhere near the title race as we speak. So they felt confident. And we've got a loud online fan base.
We definitely have.
Big community that a lot of people do want to see us fail, because a lot of people, let's face it, they don't seem to like Arsenal fans because they have a lot to say. So I was confident, but 2 hours before the game, I wasn't feeling.
Really?
I think the rain as well, the weather.
Yeah.
I was dreading getting to the stadium because I knew
I was
going to get soaked. I was praying the rain was going to stop. We were getting all these weather warnings. Trains were,
there was meant to be a storm. Was it yesterday?
There was a storm. And trust me, it was the most uncomfortable football I've watched all season. I was soaked.
2 minutes in,
drenched.
Arteta and Slot was soaked. You could see the rain dripping off Slot's head.
Yeah.
Arteta's coat was drenched. I'm thinking,
you wanted to see my coat.
Because I saw your photo.
I was soaked.
You was wearing your hood, weren't
I
you?
had my hood on, I had my big coat, and I was wet. My hair was wet. My hoodie underneath was wet. My jeans were wet. It was so uncomfortable. It was awful. And talking about that, very off topic, but our stadium needs a serious refurb. And everyone's calling out different things. Please, designers, anyone that's going to be involved in this, please, we need to fix this. It is not good for our elite players to be sitting on that bench getting drenched along with people like me and all the good hard earned money fans were paying to get to these games. We're getting soaked.
So let me tell you something about that. You might already know this.
Tell me.
But when the stadium was designed, when Emirates Stadium was designed, and Arsene Wenger was putting his input on what he liked, what he wanted to be done, and his input, he said that he didn't want the roof to cover the bench because he wanted the substitute bench players to feel exactly what the players on the pitch are feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they're getting wet, you should be getting wet too.
But let's fast forward 20 something years on. I hear that. I respect Arsene Wenger with my whole heart. But in the elite game that we are playing now, I mean, Charlene, you might know more. You work in the fitness industry. I don't. from an injury perspective, can it be good to be sitting in that rain, getting drenched, and then have to, if you're called upon in 10 minutes, be ready to warm up in this freezing cold conditions, drenched, wet? I saw Martinelli, he was warming up, he had a full snood hat, like all you could see was his eyes. I was like, is that Kai or is that Gabby? But it looked too short to be Kai. Like, I don't know. I would have, like, all right, I'm not a player, I'm playing. I was just a spectator, and it was so uncomfortable. Yeah. It couldn't have been nice even for, and all the players and the staff and the coaching staff and everyone.
Exactly.
Like, and everyone that sits in front rows 1 to 4.
Like, maybe higher, because when that wind's blowing, I'm sure even in row 6 they're going to get wet.
And we know there's that cold breeze just when you're around the Emirates Stadium as well. But also, not only that, I mean, like when you're doing physical activity and then you stop, obviously your body starts dropping in temperature, so that's why you finish exercising, you normally put something warm on, you know, to keep your muscles warm.
Don't get me wrong, the players all had big
coats
but
they stop and they come down and sit in the rain. And
exactly, you're still getting wet.
I just don't think, for me, I didn't enjoy it, so I'm sure the players don't enjoy it.
100% not, and obviously that's going to cause frustration as well. So you can understand, you know.
So that's my moment. That was my first moment.
Get your points across. It's definitely valid for sure.
But genuinely, like, I really think, like, at some point
they might change that soon.
That needs to be changed. Even, like, there's got to be a way, just somehow, just to cover us.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
least, you know, I was initially annoyed because I thought I'm going to watch a great game and it's just going to be really uncomfortable and horrible. Like, it's like you need window wipers, you know, like, just for your vision because of the rain. There was that much rain.
Yeah, and it's ice cold as well, so, you know, I could totally understand how you're feeling.
But to be fair, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot going on.
I know it was, I mean, so the first half of that game was obviously quite frustrating. You reach half time, it's 0-0. My expectation was, look, normally in games, we'll come out the second half and we are hungry. We're on it, we're going to deliver. However, it was the complete opposite. We came out the second half and we was even worse. Like, Liverpool were on top of us. I mean, what was your thoughts on that second half?
For me, I just think that was their game plan. Stop the game. Waste time. Stop the game. Their game plan was Arsenal dominated the first half. Let's just stop them playing. That's how it looked to me.
Yeah.
Maybe not fully their game plan, but 100% the referee had a lot to do with that. He kept stopping the game all the time, allowing time wasting. Frimpong went down. No one injured him. No one tackled him. Fair enough.
In the box, wasn't it?
He was down for like 10 minutes.
For ages.
And they were complaining that the game carried on, but no one hurt you. It was not a head injury. So the ref does not need to blow up. Fair enough, that's probably the one time he did not blow up. But there was just constant time wasting. But I'm not even cussing out Liverpool because everyone is doing it in the game. Non-stop time wasting.
So while we are speaking of time wasting, obviously there was that incident at the end with Martinelli where Bradley, you know, injured himself. It looks like a pretty bad injury. It hasn't yet been confirmed.
We don't know though, is it?
Yeah, we don't know.
But it was funny,
and he was stretched off. Now, there was that push from Martinelli. Pippa, what is your perspective on that? Because we know Martinelli, he's not really that type of, you know, malicious player that would do that. What's your take on that?
You just think in the heat of the moment, it's a couple of minutes left, a minute left in the game, you're trying to take a throw in and you're literally on the line and you rolled back onto the pitch.
Off the pitch.
So naturally, and we've seen it many times in many different fixtures from Arsenal, from different clubs, where you tell them to get off the pitch or you politely move them off the pitch. And that's exactly what he did, tried to move him off the pitch. But I don't think in the moment he realised no one's going to know you're injured.
Exactly.
Where just because you've been doing it all game, I think your time wasted.
That happened in front of me. I was there.
You think
and literally, from my view, Gabby didn't even see. Gabby literally didn't see him fall down. So he would never have known. He's looking that way because we're attacking that way. He's not looking behind him. Firstly, so I'll back him all day long on that. And secondly, he wants to take the. We want to get on with it. We're looking to win this game. We didn't come out to get 1 point. We were coming out for all 3 points. So he just, in the momentum, he'd come on. He was on fire last night. The impact him and Noni both had, both of them were fantastic. We were crying out for the pace.
And there was no one there to finish the chance or put in the box. They got a few chances in the box. It's like, where is someone to finish that off?
And I feel like if Gyökeres was on the pitch, he would have been in that space. But he might not have connected and delivered, but I feel like maybe he would have been in that position. And it's like, why are we not playing those balls in when he's on the pitch?
Exactly.
But you see with Martinelli, right? he doesn't know what's happened because there's no one else next to Conor Bradley at the moment.
No.
So 1 minute you're going for the ball, next minute on the floor. So you're thinking, okay, move there.
But you're thinking you're going into extra time as well. They're running down the clock. How many times do we see that? Whether they, it's not always with a player down. It could just be like they're going to take forever, just kill the game. He's thinking, I want to get on with the game.
Yeah. So that's why I was a bit shocked because obviously I didn't make the game. I was super ill and I didn't end up going. I'm kind of glad I didn't go now to be sat in that rain drenched.
It would have made you worse.
Yeah, because you would have got wet where you
sit. But then obviously I watched it at home, so I heard the Sky Sports commentary.
Yeah.
And Gary Neville said something about along the lines of Liverpool players should whack Martinelli for that. He got his bang out of order, should whack him. And I was thinking, all right, I get it's out of order because obviously we know in context now that Conor Bradley is injured. So when you have the context, you understand it's out of order for Gabriel to push him. But every player's done that before.
But
you can't incite violence, say he should be getting whacked up.
Why is he inciting
I was so shocked when he said that.
I was just going to say that.
In a sportsman's game.
Exactly.
When you've got young children at home watching.
When you've got such an influential presence, as well, on mainstream TV and a big game.
He was like, I'm so annoyed at Gabriel Martinelli. I'm so annoyed at him. You should be getting whacked for that. I'm like, whoa, calm down. You're not
taking it too far.
You're literally commentating on Sky Sports.
But do you think it's kind of like... See, what I find interesting, I feel like there's a media narrative. If that was... I'm going to be careful how I word this. I feel there's a northern bias against southern teams generally for years. It's something I've always noticed in football particularly. I feel like when it's Manchester City, for example, it could be Manchester United, it could be Liverpool, it could be many northern clubs. The media narrative, when they're going for a title, it's always, it'll be kind of like great. They'll find the positives to big up that team. Great performance, 0-0 draw or whatever. Because Arsenal are going for the title, it's almost like, let's find a negative. What's the negative in this? Let's pick out and highlight the violence now. It's always kind of like a negative
narrative. Like just like
it's
the
a negative
narrative. Now he's always going to be known as a guy. Well, obviously he's rebranded himself now, winning abroad and then coming back with who is he now? Sunderland, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but when he was at Arsenal, the narrative they built was like he's a violent player, violent conduct, always going to get yellow, always going to get a red.
But why is it only certain clubs have this type of negative?
It's the same with Chelsea as well, actually, with Caicedo.
But where are Chelsea from?
Yeah,
exactly.
The South. I don't know. I'm not saying 100%, but it's just very, very interesting, the narrative when I mean, and bearing in mind, from 18 points of our last 6 games, we've won 16. That is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. When you look at the higher,
great form, that is fantastic. That is brilliant. Yeah. So where's this negative energy coming from? Please be consistent with it. Yeah. When Liverpool were in this position last season, they weren't picking out these negative narratives.
It's so true.
Like, I could understand.
Why are you pulling out that?
Why?
Yeah, it was a poor game.
Yeah.
And maybe there weren't great football moments to talk about.
So you've got to find something
why is something so negative?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I can understand why Gary was annoyed because you can see everything from different angles. You can see that Conor Bradley's been injured. But if you're in the moment and you're Gabriel Martinelli, you don't know that.
Yeah, but I expect better.
Yeah, you can't say that. You can't
number one, he is one of the most experienced pundits, firstly. Secondly, he's actually an ex-pro. So, granted, 20 years ago, I don't know how long ago he was actually playing, but surely he hasn't got brain fog and has forgotten how the game and what, them days maybe you could, them days maybe you'd get away with a little bit more. They didn't have VAR, maybe you didn't have 1,000 different content creators, 1,000 different media outlets, they could get away with more. You can't get away with that. How is he getting away with mainstream big Sky Sports being allowed to get away with that in today's day and age? Other people,
and I don't think anyone pulled them up on it.
It needs to be pulled up on it. Sorry, it's disgusting.
No, 100%.
Like other people, alright. So let me take it to a completely different way. So the players are getting pulled up about it. Yeah. So poor Gabriel Martinelli, how much abuse is he having?
But that's because
from these people's comments on Sky Sports? We're being told about the online abuse.
He's had to come out and make a public apology. You don't have to make public apologies. They speak between themselves and apologise to each other.
I even shared that. I saw it literally earlier on, a few hours ago, and I hadn't seen. I've been so busy today. I've barely seen anything. It's been work, and I think I saw even a couple of different content stuff that would have come up, and no, I don't really follow the mainstream stuff too much because it's not for me. But like seeing, obviously I follow Gabriel Martinelli, so as soon as I saw his story, I screenshotted it and I supported it, because I knew for him to put that on his story, the amount of abuse he is getting, I think is absolutely unacceptable. It's not fair, because no player is going to deliberately, I would like to think, try and injure somebody. And he didn't even tackle him. He was not the cause of him getting injured. He's just trying to get on with his job and win the game. Like he's just trying to be professional in that moment. So I just think it's something that really needs to be addressed. And they're fast to call out other people. Why are they not getting called out for this behaviour?
Exactly.
But it makes you wonder sometimes.
Especially when there's, strict, consequences. For example, Gabriel Jesus, when he took off his top and said, I belong to Jesus, I believe it was saying. And then, there's consequences to that.
It's not the only player that's done that. Kaka done it.
Loads of players do that.
And as we see in football, religion plays a huge part, whether you're Muslim, Christian.
Why is it only the Arsenal players that are getting called out for this kind of behaviour, or getting fines for certain things?
Because
when you're the best, then this is what happens,
It's no, but it's true. Everyone, no matter where you are in the world, knows Arsenal Football Club. It's a talking point where they can always make an example out of us, because you're not going to do it with Leeds United.
Well, let's just say, is it a monetising opportunity?
Potentially. Right, let's move on now, ladies, as well. Gyökeres, thoughts on his performance in that Liverpool game?
Wait, why Gyökeres? Why are we talking about Gyökeres?
All right.
I've been put on the spot here.
Oh, okay.
I've always been asked about it. Not by you, but I've always been asked about Gyökeres, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've been calling out for a striker for so long. We've now got our striker. We wanted Gyökeres, His stats prior to coming to Arsenal were fantastic. We've got him. And obviously, the expectation is now, all right, you've got a striker. You need to be he needs to be scoring goals. I just wanted to understand your take on the game yesterday. I personally feel like, I don't know, he could potentially be lacking a bit of confidence. I'm definitely fully behind Gyökeres, and I really feel like, he needs to have time to embed in, and he will come good. I do believe he will come good. He's got the physicality, as we know, his stats prior to this shows he can deliver. But I just feel in the game yesterday, he did look like perhaps not as confident as I would have expected. Did you guys kind of pick up the same sort of, even when we was getting some balls into the box as well? I mean, he was being man-marked by Konate. We saw that as well,
I just think he's getting more than man-marked in every game, because he's like Haaland. Their goal-scoring records are phenomenal, both of them. And in every game, they are being marked by more than one player.
Yeah. But Haaland can deliver that, though.
Yeah, but even he's not scoring as many goals.
Nah, he scores goals.
No. He does score goals, but I'm just saying there'll be he's not scoring phenomenal numbers either, due to people parking the bus. People are coming and sitting and just willing to defend for their lives against certain teams. So I just think the style of football being played is a factor that you can't overlook. And I think with Gyökeres, the style of football we play, does it actually suit an out-and-out striker? So there's many reasons why he's not scoring the amount of goals, but I do think he'll come good. I think it will click. The team's clicking. We're picking up points. We're sitting 6 points clear. We're definitely not in crisis.
No, 100% not. But obviously, it feels like it was a defeat, although it was a draw.
Yeah, I felt like it was a defeat. I left so moody.
Yeah.
Because I was wet, and emotional in the moment.
Yeah.
But when you leave the game
and you look at the bigger picture,
back at the bigger picture, in those 6 fixtures, we dropped so many points last season. In the same 6 fixtures, we've got 16.
Yeah.
Is life bad? Is life actually that bad? And you're sitting 6 points clear at the top of the table.
Yeah, I guess we just, because the standards have been set so high, it's like, right, this is what we expect now. And 3 points.
That's exactly the point.
But that's how it should be, though.
It should be. I went there expecting a win, 3 points, because in most games, we get 3 points.
Yeah.
And that's why we're top. Well, you know, not in every game, but like that expectation is there when you've got a good team that is that strong. And now, obviously, we've been through the worst injuries and we're still top.
Exactly.
You know, when you think the amount of points we picked up during that period with so many injuries.
Yeah, we've done well.
And look at now, Man City are in that same spot with the same amount of injuries. Look at the panic.
Yeah.
Look at the way everyone's behaving. They're scrambling to make how many signings?
They got Semenyo though.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, but the key fact I'm saying, forget the new signings. How many points have they dropped?
They dropped
in that same period.
Yeah.
How many
Exactly.
points did we drop? 2.
Yeah.
So
true.
you need to put everything into context. And yeah, these content clickbait creators or whoever, like, and I'm talking mainstream, non-mainstream, that's the game right now. But if we're going to talk real facts and talk football, this is how we've got to talk. You've got to put everything into context.
Yeah.
And they're the kind of conversations we have.
Yeah.
Us girls want to talk about the real stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care for clickbait. I'm not going to sit here and just talk rubbish just to get views.
Exactly.
Sorry, like that's not me.
Just keeping it 100. Also, we noticed as well with the style of play is, you know, our fullbacks are sort of like inverting inwards, getting into like those attacking positions. For me personally, I feel like on that left-hand side, Calafiori, he's fantastic at that.
missed.
Like, he could be a striker. Do you know what I mean?
Now some of them shots go wayward though, but he could be a striker.
With Hencapié, I feel like he sort of needs to adapt to that a bit more. I see him as a defender. Like, I'm not really seeing him as that attacking threat. And that was a bit evident in the game, you know, in the first half yesterday.
But I'll be real, when you're having to go 1v1 with Jeremy Frimpong,
Yeah.
you can't really be on the attacking. You've got to be
Exactly.
defending.
He was a
That guy,
handful,
once he's
Frimpong.
gone, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, he is like the road runner.
Yeah.
But I do think Hincapié
He
did
handled it
really well.
Yeah, he definitely
Because the
did.
drop-off was evident when Miles came on.
Yeah.
It was a tough battle. That was a...
Yeah.
It wasn't even 50-50. Like, Jeremy Frimpong
He was
had
winning
it.
those duels all the time. He was free in space and he'd give him...
And to be honest, if Frimpong would have taken that shot instead of passed, Liverpool would have been 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Lewis Skelly as well, I mean, obviously he hasn't been getting as much game time because obviously, you know, we've had Hincapié, we've had Calafiori. Do you feel like that perhaps could have had an impact on, you know, the quality that he was delivering in, you know, previous season?
I do think that maybe, you know, everyone's different, but I do feel like a lot of time when you have like a game time, it does offset you from your rhythm. But your quality shouldn't disintegrate. Yeah, it shouldn't disappear. Because when he first came onto the scene, it was just everything was at an all-time high. You know, we had the Harlem moment, Man City scoring that goal.
Yeah,
he had scoring on his England debut, and he was like getting into the England team at that age, not even going to under-21s. Like, it was senior England team,
Champions League football.
Everything.
Like, it was all everything go at one time. Everything just comes so quickly, and I feel like it's been such a drastic change now where you've been dropped basically. It's like, does it affect your mental? Does it affect your physicality? Are you still training as hard? Like,
and he's still so young as well. You know?
When I was 18, when we was 18, a lot of us, well, I knew I was going to do. A lot of us didn't know what we were doing with our lives. Like, we're applying for uni, we're applying for jobs, like we're chilling or whatever it is.
So, having babies.
Whoa. Well, actually,
potentially.
But also,
right, we're not promoting any of this stuff, guys.
but also the levels are higher. We've got Timber back.
Yeah.
We've got such squad depth in these positions. So maybe the rest are just slightly ahead of him.
Yeah.
Also, they're better, maybe.
And they've got more experience.
They're more experienced. I mean, Timber's having a phenomenal season.
Unreal.
Mate, Timber
He was the best player for us last night.
Yeah.
So good.
Absolutely. Like, there's just something about him. Like, he's come back from an ACL injury, and the way he has returned, as if he never had an ACL.
Yeah.
Like, he is just quality defensively, attacking wise. Like, he gets me excited.
All them overlaps, the underlaps, just doing
everything. Like, he has a presence on the pitch. Gabriel Magalhaes as well. He has a presence. You know when you have these players that have a presence? Like, and you could just see. And this is what we need. And with Gabby, you know, you see that fight. Like, he's at war. Like, even when he's making them good blocks and everything, like, do you know what I mean? You just see it.
But I have to highlight Gabby's lack of concentration.
Why, what happened?
What, the assist?
Oh, yeah, that was basically an assist.
Thank God he redeemed himself.
But the good thing is he's got the strength in character where he'll come from a mistake.
And this is what we want to see from our players.
Are phenomenal to have it as a person in life.
Yeah.
But on the pitch, I'd say he has to work on his concentration over the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, literally. Absolutely. All right, ladies. So that is it for that fixture. It's been great sat here, discussing the post-match views of the Arsenal game, Arsenal versus Liverpool, 0-0. And we'll be back again soon with another episode. Thank you to all of you guys for watching. Make sure you do like this video. Make sure you subscribe and share the video. And we want to know your thoughts as well with all the topics that we've discussed. Get active in the comments and let us know your thoughts. We'll be back to speak to you again soon. Bye for now.
Bye.